Okay, today is a big day. So today we are towing the tiny house for a couple reasons. One, we want to get the weight of the trailer as a whole just to see if it's overweight, and if it is, we'll replace the axles. But the other reason is because we want to actually, before we dump this last bit of money that we have into the final stage, which is all of the internal appliances, finishing work, things like that, we want to make sure that it's going to stay on a trailer and that it's good to go. So we hired our professional towing company called Tim's Towing. They're going to come out here and tow it. So I'm going to show you a couple things I've done to prep the trailer. So first of all, I got it off the jacks. To do that, it's a pretty simple matter. You raise this front one here, which takes it off the front two jacks. You pull those out, lower it back down just a little bit, and then using like a car jack, a fairly hefty car jack, you actually lift up each back corner and then slowly lower it, so that way you don't have tire shock and blow your tires. I also made sure the tires were properly filled up to just below the max. I took off all of that stuff that was connected for power and water. You know, I have nothing else connected, obviously. Underneath the trailer, this is something that I did quite a long time ago, but just to show you, I don't know if I'll be able to see it over here. Actually, we'll go over to the other side, right over here. Underneath the trailer, I have connected right here. Let's see if I can get that to show a little bit better here. Right here, I have these 1/2 inch thick brackets every 18 inches connected with lag bolts to the trailer, as well as all the way through the sill plate of the frame. And then, of course, the plywood itself is connected to the subfloor, to the frame, with construction glue, as well as with nails and screws. And then all the way up, I have, you know, plywood, and then I have two top plates, overlapping top plates for increased rigidity. And then, of course, my roof is connected to all the members with nails, but also with hurricane straps. Some other things I did to prep: I have my new license plate already attached. With the air conditioner, while I do have a bit of structural support there, and on the inside I have, you know, it's fairly secure in there, I wanted to be 100% sure, so I actually attached two bungee cords with a lot of tension on them to make sure that that doesn't fall out of the back. As we go inside, you know, I have ceiling fans attached. So what I did was I screwed in four eye hooks, or not eye hooks, but actual circular hooks on all around, and then I used some twine to basically keep tension all along the way for both of them, so that way there's not much lateral movement they can have. And then, of course, I emptied out the trailer of everything. There's nothing else in here, so nothing moving around, nothing like that. So this will be kind of the test to make sure that everything holds up well. So, you know, when I talked to the, sorry, I'm locking this up real quick here. When I talked to the towing company, they said that it's actually okay if it's overweight, but that, you know, to prepare for that, what they'll do is they'll just go extra slow as they move along, just to make sure. But if it is overweight, then of course I'll need to replace the axles to prepare for that. So removing the lock there, opened up the lock there and removed the and opened the gate. And then I have this right here. When you're inside of residential neighborhoods, even though the tiny house itself is 13.5, no more than 13.5 feet, because that's the legal amount, even though I built it that way, there's still sometimes like power lines or trees, things like that, that might be just a little bit lower. And so I have this PVC pole with no metal on top. Everything's covered with duct tape, but of course you could do this several different ways, but it'll allow me to kind of push anything up along the way that's over 13.5. And I've already kind of scoped the route. I don't think there'll be a problem with anything, but just in case there's a wire or anything like that, I'll be able to kind of make sure it's good to go. And then lastly, I also have some gloves, just because if I need to get up high and grab anything, I can actually do so without touching live wire with my hands. So that's it. The towing company is going to be here in just a few minutes, and hopefully this thing will not fall off the trailer. If it does, well, I'm kind of done building a tiny house at that point. I will not be starting over. As you can see, the other thing I want to do is I want to pull this forward so while I'm finishing I can paint the roof to get out from underneath that tree there, which is causing a lot of water to just drip down and to cause a lot of discoloration on top of the ceiling or the roof up there. So yeah, hopefully all goes well. If it does, I will post again letting you know.